Hello, this is Clive Hook from Clearworth, introducing another of our Think Spots, designed to give you the major points of a valuable topic in a few minutes, usually around 5, and get you thinking, so that you can pick up the idea and start using it straight away. You can learn in more depth and develop your skills with us later, but this is a great introduction or a refresher. Today we're going to look at the conversation control map. This has been developed from some original work by a colleague of ours, Professor Charles Margerrison, and published in Conversation Control for Managers. We've found the visual representation creates a mental map. This helps people capture the idea quickly and does something that's really important in behavioural intelligence. It allows people to quickly choose what to say or do next, rather than acting on impulse or instinct or doing nothing and later thinking, "Oh, if only I'd said." The subtitle of Charles's original book, by the way. This is the first Think Spot in a series that involves this map. Today we just want you to get comfortable with the basic but powerful concepts that are at its heart. Once you get this, your problem solving and decision making conversations and meetings will never be the same again. Oh, don't worry, this isn't about manipulating or being aggressive or combative. Conversation control is a subtle art, and it's designed to help everyone in the conversation get a better result. So, 3 questions are of paramount importance to the skilled conversation controller. Where's the conversation? Where do I want it to be? How do I move it? To help you picture the answer to the first 2 questions, the map is based on 2 simple axes. There is a third dimension of time, but today we're focusing on the foundations. The map is a way of placing where contributions to the conversations are coming from, because this determines what stage of the process the conversation is at and helps you think what to say or do next. So, the first axis is general versus specific. I've used the famous line from Apollo 13 as an example. "Houston, we have a problem." You can't possibly know what the problem is from that statement, so it's general. As the diagnosis continues, one of the flight controllers reports on the oxygen supply. Tank 1 is at 725 psi and falling. Now we've got specific information about the problem. Note that the conversation at this stage is problem focused. This is a life and death situation, and they're trying to gather all the data they can before making any decisions or jumping to solutions. This introduces the other axis on our map, problem versus solution. It's really important to know whether you're working on the problem or the solution. And as a skilled conversation controller, you can manage the conversation so that the appropriate amount of time and energy is spent in the right place. You've no doubt been in conversations where the opposite is true, with people jumping around between problem and solution, general and specific, and you've witnessed how unproductive that can be. Let's look at 2 more Apollo 13 quotes from the flight director Gene Kranz. "Is this an instrumentation problem, or are we looking at real power loss?" That's him getting much more specific about the problem, and later he makes it very clear what the job for the assembled scientists now is. How do we get our people home? That's solution-focused thinking, and he wants them to all be doing the same. As you'll see later in this series, he's moved the conversation into the direction phase. The map is simple to understand. Using it and working it is where the skill comes in. From this moment on, though, start noticing and categorizing conversation snippets as they happen. General or specific? If you can't picture what they just said, it's probably general. It shouldn't be too long. I'm fairly sure this is the answer. Or specific? It'll be 2 minutes, and this is what I've calculated from the data. In future editions, you'll tackle the third question, how do I move it? The answer to that is by doing or saying something, but what you say, when you say it, and how you say it will make all the difference. More of that next time. I hope you found this insight helpful and thought-provoking. You can draw that map on the back of an envelope or on the meeting jotter pad instead of doodling next time, and start noticing what's going on in a more structured way with these 3 questions in mind. Well, thank you for your time. This is Clive Hook from Clearworth. We'll speak again soon. That was general, by the way.